It's time for our first annual recap video. Roll the music. Hello and welcome to the first Scuffed Hammer video of 2026. My name is Hammer and it's time to give you an update. Before we get started, I just want to apologize if you can hear a fan in the background. It is currently 36 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in freedom units, sorry, but it is very, very hot. And I don't have an aircon in the room that I do all my video editing. But let's get started. First of all, I'll tell you where I got this footage from. I recently went to New Zealand to visit a friend for his wedding, and while I was there, I decided to visit Weta Workshop. So, throughout this video, I'll be showing you a bunch of footage from the Weta Workshop, which has a lot of similarities with the hobby of Warhammer. Now that that's all of the way, I'm going to share with you some of the stats and numbers and figures for all those number nerds out there on how the channel went in the first 9 months of it being active. First up is the number that everybody cares about, subscribers. Since April 2025, we have gained 283 subscribers. Now, in our first video, I did say that my goal for the full year was 1,000 subscribers, but honestly, when I made that, I was shooting for the sky. 283 subscribers is an insane amount of people, and all 283 of you will get bragging rights if we ever hit it big. On to a few other numbers now. The channel got a total of 42,239 views as of January 9th, 2026, and 470.9 total watch hours. In terms of videos posted, 22 vertical videos were uploaded, and a total of 31 YouTube shorts were uploaded as well. The best performing video by far was my video about the Hammerfall bunker. Of all the ones, that was the one that I was expecting to do poorly, but it has done so well, with nearly 2,500 views, which is nearly 6% of the entire channel's views for the year, and a total of 156 hours of watch time, which is just over 33% of the entire channel's watch hours for the entire year. That just blows my mind. In terms of monetization, we are nowhere near getting to that anytime soon, unless we happen to explode in popularity because we just happen to hit the algo. But that's alright, I'm not in it to make money, I'm in it to help inspire people to paint, even when they don't feel like doing it, because everybody around them is painting amazing, and they're just comparing themselves to everyone else. And it doesn't hurt that I'm actually painting through my backlog instead of having it sit there and grow and grow and grow. This channel has been an amazing way to motivate me to actually paint instead of just being interested in the hobby without participating in it. Now, as a last reflection before I move on to what the plans for next year are, is that while I was in New Zealand, I also got to meet up with Tiny, who you might remember from my previous video where I painted a Black Templar Emperor's Champion / Ancient to send to him in a model exchange. And while I was there, I tried out Black Templars for the first time, and I have to say, I really liked the melee playstyle, and I really liked getting to see my old model in the flesh once again. Okay, so now we've had a reflection of 2025, it's time to look ahead at 2026. So, as you might have noticed, my dynamic duo Scuffed stopped posting after his first few videos. And that's due to a mixture of things, personal circumstances, and just that his style of building and painting didn't gel well with making content. So, Scuffed has decided to take a step back, and in the future, if he feels like posting some videos, he'll jump on and do that. If not, he'll take a more behind the scenes approach and help in that aspect. In terms of planned content, I've got some ideas that are pretty solidly set in place, and a few other ideas that are just kind of vibes based. Starting with the set in place ideas, I am going to do a 2K Tyranid painting series. This is primarily because I've had the idea for a while that I would like to paint an entire 2K army in the space of a year, and that to do that I would need to start fresh. And this past year I thought of a great idea for a homebrew scheme for Tyranids that will make the infantry really easy to knock out quickly, which will allow me to really spend a lot of in-depth time on the more special and bigger models. The aim of this series is to push myself using new techniques and new ways of painting that I'm a little bit too afraid to paint on my main armies in fear of screwing up the consistency with the rest of the army. So if there are any ideas for techniques you think I should try out, feel free to drop them down below and I'll see how I can incorporate them into the Tyranid painting series. For my other solid idea, it's to continue on my homebrew intercessor painting series. This series probably isn't going to be super consistent. I'll do one whenever I see an awesome homebrew I just have to paint, but it's a series I would really like to continue so I can continue to highlight the awesome aspect of the hobby, which is homebrew, and hopefully bring some attention to some creators that are outside of your usual wheelhouse, which is primarily painting videos. So stuff like digital artists on Facebook and Instagram, or people that have made their awesome in-depth websites for their homebrew that showcase the awesome lore and effort that they have put into it, just as a few examples. Now, for some of those ideas that aren't set in stone or are just more vibes based. First of all, I am going to continue painting my salamanders. And this year I want to primarily focus on units that I use in my regular 1 and 2K games so that I can enjoy the extra 10 points that come with battle ready armies. For my Sisters of Battle, I would also love to get them to 1K points fully painted, but that's a bit more of an ask considering most of my models aren't painted, so that's not likely to happen, but it would be an amazing goal to reach if it did. If I have the opportunity / money / time / energy, I would also love to add to my Knight army, which currently is one single model. That's an army that's a long-term project, so I would love to at least get 2 armigers, because there's 2 in a box, and see where I go from there. In addition, I would also like to try something that's not 40k, maybe a bit of Old World, maybe a bit of Age of Sigmar, but I don't need to get into a completely another system, so if I feel up to it, I'll probably paint one of the many board games I have that come with small plastic miniatures, as an experiment for trying something that isn't 40k. And probably my biggest pipe dream would be to take my homebrew Space Marine army from the pages of my custom codex and onto an actual miniature, or 2 or 3, or who knows, maybe an entire squad. One last thing before I end the video, and that is that I'm currently in the process of moving house. Not for any dramatic reasons like, oh, you guys helped pay for a house. No. I'm still renting, I'm still poor. I'm just planning ahead for study and work opportunities that will be coming in the future. So just a quick heads up that there probably won't be any videos until February at the very earliest. And now that's out of the way, thank you all so much for a first great year. I have truly appreciated how big our community has grown and how much people have watched silly little videos about Hammerfall bunkers, which is a model that almost absolutely no one takes for any serious games. Seriously, a thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I look forward to keep creating silly videos in the future, and I hope that you guys will stick around for another year. My name's Hammer, and I'll see you soon.